Hello everyone, it's me. I'm going to be reacting to a semi-viral video that was released around a week ago, I would say. And basically, it's a leaked recording of a teacher telling two students off about the fact that they criticised a girl that identified as a cat. Yeah, this isn't a joke. This genuinely did happen. And yeah, so it went kind of semi-viral and it'd been quite mocked. It'd been mocked, no surprise, due to the teacher's stupidity and just the bizarreness of the situation. So I don't want to waste any more time. I want to react to the video, so let's watch. I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm just going through this completely blind. I did read the news article about it, but other than that's all I really know about it. I didn't actually know what the teacher fully said, so this is the time. Well, to be fair though, if someone is identifying as a cat, a completely sane human being, I don't think it's too far to say that they should be in asylum. To be fair though, but with lots of stuff nowadays, gender fluid, non-binary, 100 genders, and if you're watching my videos in the past, you know how I think it just is utter decadent nonsense. Sorry, but at least I think we hope everyone, even though people believe gender doesn't even exist, will agree that you can identify as a different species. But I remember reacting to around a year ago that this new phenomenon called xenogenders, where people identify as dairy milk chocolate and bats. So yeah, to be fair though, it's just getting more and more insane. So who knows? So I try not to think about this stuff because it just generally concern me about the way society is going. So this is a recording of a teacher scolding two year 8 pupils for clashing with a pupil who said they identify as a cat. Okay. The 2 pupils were ordered to stay behind at Rye College in East Sussex. Based. Well, yes, they are in questioning their identity, and quite rightfully so. They are questioning this girl's identity. I don't know why this teacher is calling the girl a she. Sorry, not they. I don't know. She probably identifies as non-binary as well, but the teacher's too crazy or either too scared to say no, you're not it. You are a girl. But I digress. She got it from a far right group. She got it from neo-Nazis. There's only 2 ways you will find out that they are 2 genders in 2023. Either from neo-Nazis or from a science book written before 2018. Those are the only ways to find this stuff out. Yeah, it's not an opinion, it is a fact. That's actually, it's not a cat. Yes, it is. That is what gender is. Gender and sex are the same thing. Fight me on this, it's true. I really hate that argument when people try and defend the non-binary phenomenon. To say intersex people exist, so what about that? And my understanding is that they are just a tiny fraction of the population. So I don't think that's fair to change the English language that we have been using for generation just for a tiny percent of the population, like I said before. And but you still probably I'm not a scientist, so I wouldn't know this, but I guarantee they're more inclined to be, even if they don't have the private parts of a man or a woman, they probably have more feminine or masculine traits, which usually shows that you're more likely a man or a woman. But yeah, I could be wrong about that. To be fair, put in comment below if you disagree. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Only two. I don't get the thing about there being transgender being a gender. Like, I thought the whole point of transgenderism is to become the opposite sex. Which, even if you can say that's kind of fluid in its own right, like you're still not trying to be something in between. You're trying to be the opposite sex. So even then, it doesn't really transgenderism shouldn't even be its own gender. And like, what even is a gender actually? I forgot this one. I know there's quite a frequently common one. I'm gonna search this up actually quite quickly. So what is on my phone? What is a gender? Denoting or relating to a person who does not identify as having a gender. So basically, aliens. So if you're agender, you're probably an alien. And to be fair, I hate these people who identify as agender because they always use to say they them pronouns. The only one that I have respect for, because this is going back around a year ago. I'm not sure I reacted to this clip or not, but I remember reacting to a clip a year ago of this guy. It was this guy who said, I prefer to be called it, just because I don't believe I have a gender. I just like being, not really classed as human. And I had respect for him. I respect that guy, because if you are going to identify as non-binary or agender, at least use the pronoun it. At least then I'll have some respect for you. Like, yeah, you just don't want to be anything, just want to be classed as it. You're still a man or a woman, but at least you're not doing this and they, them. Like, at least be it. Well, it's not a law, but like I could say the sky is green, and it's still that doesn't mean it's green if it's not a law. Like for some fact, even if they are not written in laws, mean that they don't exist. It's a fact. Well, it is the norm. How is it despicable? It's the truth. It is the truth. Like, yes, there is a very small fraction of the population who does not feel comfortable with being in their own body. They don't feel right in it, so they decide to turn into try and look more like the opposite gender. Even if that is still quite a controversial topic, I think for the most part, scientists agree that for the majority of the time, it does help them leave a better life. So for people who are trans, as long as they are adults and they thought through it fully, I say do what you want to that point. Just I don't think it's okay for children, but other than that, it's fair enough. Yeah, I think the majority of people, at the very least, 9% of the population agree with what the girls are saying, and this is not sad. I say it's more sad that you literally are lying to yourself about genders. Like, if you're gonna be obsessed with something, at least be obsessed with something good, like improving society. Like, at least be obsessed with learning the laws of physics, learning about space, learning about business. Something that will benefit society, not not just criticizing the littlest thing, because this is all it is. All this gender fluid stuff is criticizing the tiniest things about society, even though there's no need for it. But literally, just it always is just like quite middle class people. They're not rich enough to to have any influence on society, or they're not poor enough to struggle and not have time to think about random abstract subjects. So this is where it really comes from. Really, just people who it's always from the first world. They, they have everything they need. They're not rich, they're not too poor, so we just have to criticise little things, even though there's no need to. But that's my opinion. If you disagree with me, but please come below. But I think that's one of the reasons why we're getting all the gender fluid stuff. Yeah, I don't get how that's homophobia. It's like saying that you can't be someone of the opposite species. Like, I don't think being a cat has anything to do with being homophobic. Like this woman is an idiot. This woman, excuse my language, is a fucking retard. Like she's literally using any excuse, saying that people the people are despicable. These girls are despicable. Saying that they are homophobic, even though this has nothing to do with homosexuality. Just literally anything. This woman has nothing to argue with. Why defend this girl? Like if you are going to identify as a cat, expect some criticism. Like, this is why I don't mind bullying. Like, you might, I know some people are gonna disagree with me, but I don't. But I personally, I don't really mind bullying as long as it's not extreme. Like, because without bullying, without any criticism, you get people identifying as cats. And like, I'll be honest, if I had a daughter and she was identifying as a cat, I would want her to get bullied. I do not care what anyone says. I would want her to get bullied to straighten her up. Like, everyone has been bullied before. I have been bullied. You have been bullied. And I guarantee we all have been bullies at times. Because bullying is a very broad term. So yeah. So like, and it does build character. It does build character. It makes you have tougher skin. And you know, I think it has benefits despite the way you react to it. Like, it will make you much stronger and much more braver person if you fight back, or you could take it, which makes you have much more endurance as well. So I think either way, how you take it, it has benefits in the long run. But I know I'm not a psychologist, so I could be wrong. But but in my days when I was bullied, I didn't fight back. So I think I have good endurance because of it. So but even then, I would say, even if you've got a penis attached, you're still technically a girl. Like, if you've gone through all the surgery, you got yourself in thousands of pounds in debt, you want me to call you a woman, then fine, I don't care. But you're still technically a woman. Like, even if like, if I was to cut my willy off now, I would still be a guy. You need to go into a different career. You really do. Like, I don't think you should be in any job, but certainly in school teaching children. Like, if you don't know what year 8 is for any Yanks out there, when you're in year 8, you are 12 and 13 years old. So I say, like, bordering, like, just like your first years of your teenage years. So I don't trust this woman in any school teaching this nonsense. Teaching it, cause, like, like why defend the person? Like, at least just not get involved. At the very least, not get involved. Because I know, like, if the teacher said, "Look, you're being stupid, girl. You're not a cat." Either the two options about this girl who identified as a cat, either she's often neglected or she's mentally ill, or either that parents like support her in it. Like really weird hippies. Those are the only three options there is, or probably possibly a mix of both. Oh no. Yeah, God. Like, to be fair though, like I would rather go be sent to a North Korean death camp than be in a lesson being taught about equality, diversity, and inclusion. Like, I don't really know about this subject about equality, diversity, and inclusion. I don't really know much about it, to be fair, but but this seemed like something that this woman is heavily supportive of. So I imagine it's hell on earth and just utter insanity. Like, and also, like, I don't get why nowadays. Like, I believe. I'm not sure if it's been fully announced, but I believe I forgot what this this subject is called. But I'm in year 12, and this subject in my school at least became about around when I was in year 11. And basically, it's something called like PRSHE. Basically, what teachers are just like rant about current world situations. Apparently, because I think I searched up a bit beforehand, like economic issues, and finance management, which doesn't seem so bad on paper, like, because there are lots of criticisms of, schools not teaching children about how to be financially aware, about economics and finance, important stuff to live in society, very important stuff. And I'm in support of that, but but this is where lots of this stuff comes about, like, where, like, I believe in the news article that I read that there's like in one of these classes where they teach, because in that subject they also teach stuff about sex education, where lots of this, this gender fluid LGBT stuff comes around, and like, to be fair though, it wasn't really that bad for me in year 11, because the school is still doing this stuff to this day, but the thing is, I just don't go anymore. Because when I used to go at the start of year 12, and basically what we did, we were just teaching the classroom about like mental health, and I just couldn't stand it. I just thought it was boring, so I stopped going. I haven't gone in at least in 6 months. I haven't gone to form because that way we used to teach it every week at Tuesday. So yeah, and the only time we did talk about stuff similar to this, about gender fluid stuff in my school was about trans rights. Stuff that I didn't care about. Like how it used to go in my school was like we used to. I'm not sure if we're still doing it to this day because I haven't been to form in like 6 months. It's that like in year 11, my form teacher taught me and everyone in the classroom about like history of trans rights, all stuff that no one cares about. Like I don't care about trans rights, to be fair. Like yes, I believe they should live life how they want to, but I don't really care about learning history. Like, and it's a shame because I like some of the stuff about this PRSHE stuff about the financial teaching about finance and economics. I think that's good. I think that's good, actually helpful stuff. This stuff is not helpful. Like the point of school is supposed to help you get a good career, not teaching stuff about ideology. Because this is what it is. All this gender fluid stuff is practically political ideology. I don't care what you say it is, but it's practically politics at this point. Like, and if you are going to teach politics, at least teach politics that could actually be useful for children to learn, like international relations and like the global financial system. Not teaching that there's 100 genders at least. But I've been going on a long tangent, so let's go. Let's just continue with the video. Yes, you should be who you want to be. I think you should live life the way you please, but that doesn't mean you're free from criticism, and that doesn't mean you can escape the realities of the universe, that you cannot be a cat. So that's the end of the video. Okay, let's see. The spokesperson for the school trust and the trust said, "We aren't." Sorry, I'm going to have to go back a bit. See what. Sorry, I have to talk about this again. Like, what is it with the serious music in the background? I really don't get that. Like, it's not that serious. It's quite funny in my opinion. A spokesperson for the school and trust said, "We are committed to offering our pupils an inclusive education." I don't care if it's inclusive. I think the main purpose of schools should be to teach people good education and give students good jobs. I think school would improve massively if that was the main purpose of school. Not wasting time with stuff like mental health, cause that is something that I'm just going to go on a rant about my school. My school is obsessed with mental health for some god unknown reason. Like, there's literally like posters everywhere in like the section of school about mental health. I'm like, I don't care. And like when I started year 12, all we talked about is mental health, And like, I don't know if your school do this. I imagine they do, but like recently there was like this election for head boy and head girl. And like one of the main things that all the students had to talk about was mental health and what they would do to make it more popular in the school. More in your face if it wasn't in your face enough as it is. I think it was because with like the higher ups of school, like the heads of the school said you have to make policies for it. Because if I was head boy, I just wouldn't do anything. I'd just leave everyone alone. Because I didn't want to be a head boy in the first place, so I don't care. But if I was, I wouldn't do anything. So teachers and teachers endeavour to ensure that pupils' views are listened to and encourage them to ask questions and engage in discussion. Well, that's certainly the truth if you were listening to this video beforehand. So the school seems like the higher ups of the school seem like they are liars. We will be reviewing our processes and working with the relevant individuals to ensure such events do not take place in the future. So that's it. So what did I think about that? Yeah. Well, I think this just shows a lot wrong with the school system. Like, when schools should be teaching students how to get jobs, how to learn about life, actually useful stuff. Like I said before about like financial management and how to pay your taxes. Teachers and students are arguing over whether you can become a cat. This is British education, guys. Like, any of you Yanks watching this think that like like British schooling is like Harry Potter. You know, like the school in Harry Potter, no Hogwarts. It isn't. This is school. It's just a bunch of like shitbags annoying the teacher, just talking shit. Because that's all it is. Like if you ever go to a British school, any foreigners watching this going to a British school, just expect just annoying shabby kids to be arguing with a teacher. You don't learn a thing. No discipline. No, just litter written anywhere. Litter everywhere. And I don't think even private schools in Britain are that good as well. So if you're going to a private school, it'll only probably be just 15% better. So yeah, that's all I have to say. It was just like a funny video. I thought to do this video just because I thought it was an interesting subject, and I think it's a bit concerning. This stuff is happening in schools. So anyway, put in comments below what you thought about the situation. Did you agree? What side do you on? Are you on the teacher side or on the student side? I think I am on the student side as well as most people are. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.